Hello, Drag Racers. I'm Maddox.
And I'm Logan.
And for this season of RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars, we will be bringing you weekly updates on our favorite 3 moments of the week, the shade of the week, our favorite queen of the week,
our worst queen of the week, our favorite team on the runway, and our predictions for next week's episode.
So stay tuned.
What do you want? What's the tea? Tell me what's the tea. What's the tea? Tell me what's the tea.
My first favorite moment of this week is Kelly Osbourne, period. For the whole episode, I just absolutely love everything about Kelly Osbourne. She came into the workroom and she was just like ready to let them do whatever. She was like, drag me up, do whatever.
Tease my hair.
She really wanted to be a team player. And I just love her. She's so cute and sweet. So she's just like my favorite moment. She made the episode for me. I absolutely love Kelly.
One of my favorite moments was when they're on the runway, and you know your drag is to the perfection in tea when they have to read you for your nylons.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something. If you are looking at her tights and saying that that is the worst thing you could find, you know what, Raven, you did a damn good job on everything else. But when they said, do you have anything to say? And Raven went, Clay! I fell out of my seat because just serve it back to him.
Exactly.
Serve it back, leave it
Santino
there.
always has something stupid to say.
And I like the guest judge that looked at Santino and said, picky, 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 picky.
Oh, yeah. Okay, my second favorite moment, well, it's not a favorite, it's just a moment that I felt like needed to be spoken about. This other bitch who came in, Katie Z, I can't even remember her name.
Pia's daughter.
Pia Zadara's daughter or whoever. I'm like, who's Pia Zadara? All I know is she was a hot mess. Like, she was a complete opposite of Kelly Osbourne. She didn't want that much makeup on. She didn't want them to take away her bangs from her hair. I'm like, girl, listen, you came here knowing that this was a drag competition, and now you don't want to get in drag. Like, and she's like, oh, I don't know about the makeup. I'm like, these girls know what they're doing with makeup. Hello. And she was just complaining. She didn't know the dance steps. She was just a hot mess. She was a moment that needed to be spoken about. Not a
And
favorite.
she never took any responsibility for it on the runway.
Yeah.
When it was brought up.
Yeah,
she
when
just
it was
sat
brought
there
up,
and
she
let
just
them
sat
get
up.
thrown under
Yeah.
the bus. Girl, it was your fault. My second favorite moment of the week is the mini challenge when they had to do their cheers. Now, for the most professional team on the face of the earth that could ever be put together, Chad and Chanel, how hard is it for you two bar queens to speak a cheer together? I don't understand. People who don't speak English that you make fun of for not speaking English did it in English together.
And won.
And read you for filth. Filth. And Raven and Juju, just as per usual, put the tea on the table and let you have some crumpets with it. Because they know how to read you, as Nene Leakes would say, read you.
Not read.
Not read. Read.
My third favorite moment, I think we have the same third favorite moment. In the uncut portion, they like get their pink box or whatever. And
Just put me through it.
yes, it was so sweet. So on the screen, Jujubee's boyfriend of 7 years comes on the screen. And he's like, I know we said we're going to wait until everyone can get married in all 50 states, but I don't know if I can wait that
Girl,
long.
I was waiting.
Girl, I was like,
waiting.
ooh. It was so sweet. It was like the sweetest thing.
I was sitting on the couch with my boyfriend, sobbing. And then my boyfriend's like, I love you and I'm proud of you. Bitch, I lost it. I don't think a lot of people understand how hard it is if you're a boyfriend, or if you're a drag queen, to get a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And someone that can accept it. And I've met Jujubee out. She's been to my shows and she always has her boyfriend with her.
Yeah.
He supports her
yeah.
so much.
And for that,
so full-heartedly.
And for Jujubee to be his first boyfriend ever.
Girl,
like,
well, he got the best of both worlds.
He is living his life. And I also liked, because Jujubee started crying, and then they're like, are you okay, girl? She's like, I just don't want to look ugly on TV.
And Raven said, too late.
It was fun. It was a very
touching moment, and I'm glad they spoke about it because it's a big thing when you're a drag queen to find someone that
can like you, and then they're like, what do you do? And you're like, drag, and they're like, oh, okay.
Deuces.
Never call you back. Okay. Shade of the week. What's your favorite shade?
My shade of the week was knock knock. Who's there? Chanel. Chanel who?
Exactly.
Bitch, you feel like you are Princess Diana and you just got read by people who don't speak English. It's her ego to me is so beyond. It's like, I'm walking on air. I'm Chanel.
I'm a Vegas showgirl.
You're not. You're not. You're a man.
My shade was Jujubee, who always delivers the fiercest shade. Her fucking interview moments are the best thing of this season. It's everything. During the mini challenge, they all like gotten like not really into drag. They just like kind of put on makeup and hair.
Wow. Well, Chanel for being a Vegas showgirl. You really did it again.
So then Jujubee goes, Chanel, what is going on with your face? You are painted for the blind.
More like the blind painted her.
She looked a hot dog mess.
I mean, at least everyone else put on.
Yeah, it's like
I didn't understand it. It was like you thought you were going to the mall with your girlfriends.
Yeah, she looked a mess. My favorite queen of the week, I'm switching it up a little bit because I picked Jillian Hervey, who is Vanessa Williams' daughter. She was my favorite queen this week. She came in there, first of all, looking exactly like a young Vanessa Williams, gorgeous down, and she let them paint her for the gods. She was dancing for her life. I lived for her.
Twirl leg.
High kick. I was like, yes, bitch.
Split.
I was living for her. Living for her. She's gorgeous. I loved her. She was my favorite queen of the week.
My favorite queen of the week was RuPaul. Because she read everyone fulfilled.
Yes, she did.
She said, maybe you could teach my queens a thing or two.
And Chanel's like, I think she just read us.
And when she read them on the runway for using choreography from the video, I was like, go on. Go on,
Isn't
RuPaul.
that from season 2? I was like,
Season 2, bitch, she has the box set at home. RuPaul is always there, and sometimes it doesn't feel like she really cares because she's getting her paycheck no matter what. Not this episode, bitch. She went in and looked fierce on the runway. That was probably one of my favorite RuPaul looks on the runway. The hair, I love when she's overly painted. The dress was good. And then, so I guess my honorable mention queen would be Juju, only for that lip sync, bitch. Because when you do the little background part in a lip sync, and you can still make yourself be the center of attention.
Even Rosa Perez was like, you give good now.
She does. But it's funny, she got red in her season for the way she lip syncs.
Yeah. My worst queen of the week, just because, is Chanel. All I know is, you are a terrible person. She just tries to control every little aspect of everything, and it's like, you are not the best at everything. So you need to let other people do what they are good at. You're working on a team. Like, she was on a team with a professional dancer and Chad, who is also a dancer. Like, and she's not a dancer. And she said it herself, oh, I'm not a dancer. But during the practice, she's like, oh, we should do this. We should do this. Oh, you should come through my legs like this. It's like, girl, you're working with two people who dance. Let them do the choreography. Even Chad was like, I love that you're not a dancer and you're doing the choreography. Like, what are you doing? Like, girl, take a seat.
And dunk it up.
Yeah, it's like...
Just stay benched for the rest of the season.
Just stop. And she's like, oh, but when she does the high kick, it covers my face. And Chad's like, well, bring it down with your hand. It was a mess. So she's my worst queen. Who's your worst queen?
My worst queen of the week, and I've never, in any, watching this person's season, I loved. Watching this season, I loved until today. Yara Sofia, shut the fuck up and sit down. Just complain, and then you have the nerve and audacity to the buzzer. Take your precious ass time getting to the stage.
Yes,
have Alexis help you up onto the stage, and then you stand there with that same tired ass dreadlock mohawk. Just, I thought with the two powers of us. Girl, you wanted your moment because you knew your ass was going home. And trying to change the choreography because one arm is stronger than the... No, bitch. No. You're the reason your team went home.
Yeah.
Bam! 10 points.
Favorite team on the runway, and only because it had my favorite queen of the week.
Yeah, because they actually looked good.
And their look was amazing.
And this is both of our favorite team.
And the choreography was really good. And the look was good.
A good production.
Yeah. Team
Shad. The boot did kind of cover Chanel's face, so we didn't have to see as much of it. It was
it was a good performance. I didn't want to say that they were my favorite team, but they pulled it through.
We're going to let bygones be bygones, and people with too much facial work be people with too much facial work.
And the bottom two were Jar Alexis and Ruja B because Shad won. At this point, it was just like, there's only 3 teams left.
At this point, it was like,
so
go
you
home,
knew,
y'all.
yeah, it was like you knew that 2 of the teams were going to be in the bottom and 1 was going to be safe. Like, that's why I thought at this point there should not be teams when there's only 3 teams left. But anyway, first it was Alexis against Raven.
Now,
first of all,
pause.
Raven was turning it.
Pause. Raven is the definition of, I know what I do, and I do it perfectly.
Yeah.
She's painted, she gives good body, and she
yeah.
sells any song.
Yeah.
Now, Alexis, Little Miss Pageant Queen, just...
Don't you wish your girlfriend was hot like me?
There was no excitement in it.
Yeah.
It was like she just looked like... I was like... What? There's not even a sound in the song, and there's no like ding or a bell or a whip.
No.
It
Raven
was
was like, I'm selling sex. I know how to... I know what to do.
The only thing I didn't like was when she unzipped her dress because you saw the microphone cord, and I just thought that took away. If they would have mic'd her from the back somehow and up through the wig, and the mic was up here, like Broadway, like the Great White Way.
Special effects. Take that, girl.
This is my
I
audition.
want my mic under my lace.
This is my audition for RuPaul's Drag Race Tech. Thank you so much.
Anyway, so in the middle of the thing,
not the middle, it was
not
the first minute.
Yara Sophia thought it was appropriate to tag in herself and take her time and all of that, like we said before.
The song was over by the time she got on stage.
Yeah, it was like, what are you doing? My predictions for next week, I'm thinking that there's no more teams. Because there's only 4 girls left.
I think they'll stop the teams next week.
There's no way that you could have teams in a bottom 2 because there's only 2 teams left. So I think it's going to stop the teams, and I think in the bottom it's going to be Chanel and Jujubee.
Yep, and I think Jujubee goes home.
I think it's going to be Raven against Chad in the finals, and I think Chad is going to lose, coming in second place again.
Second place, Bar Queen.
Thank you.
Her, she's second.
Oh!
Yes, I think that's what's going to happen.
Me too.
So,
but the next, just judging by things you see, clips for Untucked and everything, the looks that are coming the next 2 weeks, fierce. I think this is Raven's season to
just
because she should have won her season. She's back to prove that.
Who won her season?
Tyra, the other Tyra.
You mean Tyra?
I mean Tyra and James, her son.
So that was this week's episode. And be sure to tune in next week to find out what's the tea.
Tell me what's the tea?
She had on panties. Sometimes people forget panties. I ain't gonna say no name.
Because that on Fashion Police is called Bitch Stole My Love. And you're on the same damn